And you guys know the name of Aldo Leopold? He's one of the early sort of fathers of American conservation. Lived in the early 1900s, late 1800s. And I won't get this correctly, exactly correct, but Aldo Leopold had a quote. He wrote the book Sand County Almanac, which is a huge inspiration to the conservation movement. And in that book, he says something about the penalties of an ecological education. Think about that. What does it mean to have an ecological education? It means to be aware of your surroundings, right? But what are the penalties of being truly informed and aware of your surroundings? You see all the stuff that's wrong with the world. You see the invasive species. You see the trees and the plants that are out of place. You see the effect of herbicide and too much habitat fragmentation. And it begins to reveal to you how broken the landscape around you really is, how fragile it is, how fractured it is, how messed up it is, how much ecological shit is really out there. Now, I was confirmed of this 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, when I was sick. My father-in-law my stepdad drove me from Marshall, Michigan, almost up at Grand Rapids, Michigan, 9 hours to Nashville. And the whole way along the interstate, I was sitting there sick, looking out the window, just desperate to see something that was natural. I crossed the northern half of Indiana, most of which historically was prairie. How many acres of prairie do you think I actually saw across northern Indiana? 0. None visible, right? When I got into Western Kentucky, from Louisville, Kentucky, all the way to where you cross the line into Tennessee, about 80% of that drive, historically, that's like a 2.5 hour drive. About 80% of that drive in 1800 would have been all across grasslands. How much acreage of grassland do you think I was able to visually see from the window? 0%, 0. And it just cuts me because I realize how messed up the land is. And then you look at the woodlands like that, and the forests, and the swamps, and the meadows, and the marshes, and they've all been affected. And what it occurred to me is I have to somehow educate you guys enough to where you know the complexities of it all, while also realizing that most of the typical landscapes that you see on a day-to-day basis are not the good stuff. So I'm trying, as the best way I can in this class, is to help you, give you glimpses through these photographs I'm sharing, because I can't take you to all these places, of what do healthy forests look like? What do healthy woodlands look like? What do healthy grasslands look like? And frankly, it's sometimes very challenging just to come up with good examples to even show you, because that's how messed up the landscape is.